Hello and welcome to LoudPedal.tv's USAC Weekly Rewind. I'm Michael McIntyre. Since USAC's first visit to western Indiana's Wabash Valley Fairgrounds in 1956, the Terre Haute Action Track has provided a plethora of memorable moments that have cemented its place as one of the most legendary racetracks in all of North America. The United States Auto Club has competed 243 times at this storied half-mile dirt oval over the past 60 years, but none may have been as wild, unpredictable, and breathtaking as the USAC Amsoil National Sprint Cars visit to the action track last Saturday night for the 17th running of the Jim Hurtubise Classic. Unseasonably comfortable weather brought out a sizable crowd for the USAC National Sprint Cars Midwest season finale, and, right from the get-go, the drivers up front put on a show that none of the fans in attendance would forget over these long winter months across the Midwest. On the start, pole sitter Justin Grant slid up in front of the outside front row starter Thomas Meseraull to take the lead into turn one. Immediately, Chad Baseflug ducked down to the low side, briefly sticking his nose in front of Grant in turn two. The two continued their side-by-side battle throughout the first lap, with Grant able to inch ahead at the stripe by 2 car lengths. The two were stuck together as if they were at a slot car track throughout the second circuit, with Grant able to hold on to the top spot by the skin of his teeth at the line. Baseflug immediately pulled the bow and shot like an arrow down to the bottom of turn one, sliding up in front of Grant to grab the lead by the time the pair reached turn two. One lap later, as Baseflug and Grant ran 1-2, 7-starting Chris Windham seemingly came out of nowhere using a monster run off to turn two, rocketing from third to challenge for the lead. On lap 5, Windham once again used the bottom of turn 2 to power past Baseflug, instantaneously manufacturing a 7-car length advantage as he appeared to be on the verge of a runaway. But not so fast, my friend. Little by little, lap after lap, Baseflug began to reel in Windham near the midway point as he altered his plan of attack by running the bottom of turns 1 and 2 and formed his own groove up top between turns 3 and 4, running a line that would have made 5-time action track winner Jim Hurtubise proud. With 13 laps to go, the high line paid off as Baseflug raced out of turn 4 with a full head of steam to slip past Windham for the lead on the outside, then cut down to take away Windham's line as the two entered turn 1. Windham took his next run at Baseflug into turn 3 with 11 laps to go, but Baseflug countered, turning underneath Windham and nearly making contact when sliding across Windham's front bumper as the two raced mere inches apart off turn 4. With Windham whispering into the inside guardrail with his left front wheel and Baseflug just to his outside, the pair aimed for the same spot off the bottom of turn 2 where something had to give. Windham ran out of room, cracking the throttle just enough to allow Baseflug to assume the point for the time being. With 3 laps to go, leader Baseflug and Windham worked lap traffic. Baseflug followed Corey Smith, while Windham stalked Isaac Chappell, separated by a half a car length. Baseflug moved up a couple lanes to split between Chappell and Smith, while Windham briefly got hung up behind Chappell. But, as was the case all night, turn 2 was Windham's personal ATM, as he disposed of Chappell and once again blasted off the second turn to beat Baseflug into turn 3. Baseflug crossed over, trying with all his might to fight his way back to Windham off turn 4, but Windham had just enough bite off of turn 4 to beat Baseflug to the line by a single car length before he ripped Baseflug's line away going into turn 1. That proved to be the winning move for Windham as he finished off the final 2 laps in style to join Jack Hewitt as just the second driver to win a second Jim Hurtubise Classic. In a 30-lap race that will be talked about for ages, the lead swapped hands an unofficial 26 times. Only 4 of those lead changes counted officially, though, at the start-finish line. Windham's impressive streak of top 6 finishes in USAC national races continues dating back to July 16th's Indiana Sprint Week feature at Terre Haute, and it was continued with his second series victory of the year over Chad Baseflug, Jerry Coons Jr., Chase Stockin, Justin Grant, while Tyler Courtney, KSC hard charger Brady Bacon, John Stanbro, CJ Leary, and Aaron Farney rounded out the top 10. Bacon appears to be headed for his second career USAC Sprint Car title with just 5 races left out west, as he holds down a 233-point lead over Stockin, Darwin, Thomas Meseraull, and Robert Blue. Windham got a head start on his memorable weekend one night earlier at the Kokomo Clash in the season finale for the USAC Indiana Midget Championship. Windham wasted no time getting to the front at the start of the 25-lap feature, using the bottom to get by Ryan Robinson and Dave Darwin from his third starting spot to grab the lead by turn 2. The series title remained up for grabs as Carson Macedo tried to get to the front ASAP, attempting a double dip of Robinson and Windham on a restart near the halfway mark that didn't pay off. As Macedo battled Robinson for second, while Darwin, Spencer Baston, and a slew of others tussled for position, Windham peeled away to open up a comfortable lead. With 7 laps to go, Baston walked away from an incident after making wheel-to-wheel contact with Darwin while battling for third. On the final lap, Darwin dug as low as he could on the racing surface to eat into Windham's lead up top, but it was not enough as Chris Windham held on for his first victory of the weekend in a rare midget appearance over Darwin and Tanner Thorson. but it was California's Carson Macedo who took home the USAC Indiana midget title by 10 points over Thorson, Robinson, Baston, and Gage Walker. In USAC CRA sprint car action out in Paris, California, series point leader Damian Garner ran into trouble during the first heat when Max Adams broke right in front of him, and with no place to go, the Demon made contact with Adams, sending Garner flipping into the turn 4 wall. Though Garner's machine showed a little bit of wear from his roll cage slightly askew, he returned to transfer through the heat, and it only took him 17 laps to get to the front from his starting position on the outside of the third row, beating Brody Roa in a drag race to turn 3 before pulling away to win his 4th series race of the year and the 69th of his illustrious career over Brody Roa and Richard Vanderweerd. Damian Garner leads Vanderweerd by 117 in the USAC CRA standings, heading into the November final races at the Western World and Oval Nationals. Jake Swanson, Brody Roa, and Austin Williams round out the top 5. This is Michael McIntyre, and on behalf of the United States Auto Club and LoudPedal.tv, Racer Max says thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time at the races.